I stared at the garbage man feeling outraged. $100 to throw away my arm, I said feeling outraged. It's a human arm, so yeah, $100 to toss it, he said back. That's like 100,000 yen, man, I said and pointed at my arm in the trash. That arm's useless to me now, cut me some slack, man, I said and pulled it out of the trash with my 8-year-old boy arm. This is worth about 2,300 inches, I said and threw it back into the trash. Stop being unfair, Ryuji, I said to him. Hey man, times are tough, I got a family to raise, he said. Well, have you told your wife what a bitch you are? I said. That's it, the price just got raised to 200 inches, he said and crossed his arms. You fucktard, you can't raise the price like that, I said. Suddenly the door to the apartment opened and Momo walked in. What's the fight about, guys? She asked as she walked in and saw my old arm in the trash. How much is he making you pay? She asked, concerned. $200 inches, I said, and Momo gasped at the price. Why, before you used to charge $45 for it, she said and looked at the arm. Did you tell him it was useless to you? She asked. Yeah, but he still won't throw it away, I said. Just toss it, Ryuji, she said with an annoyed face. Okay, let's settle at $75 inches, he said and leaned forward a little. Fine, but no more raising the price for this shit, I said and reached for my wallet with my 8-year-old arm, but couldn't reach. You mind, babe, I said, and she reached into my back pocket and got my wallet. I pulled out a wad of cash and handed it to him. Here, you piece shit, I said, and he nodded and put the arm in a bag and walked off. Damn, inflation is killing us all, I said and smiled at Momo. So, have you heard back from the UA? She asked as she sat down on my bed. Nah, those guys must not want me in their school, I said and sat next to her. It's okay, honey. Oh, she said and tried to hold my hand. But my 8-year-old arm wasn't long enough. I leaned over and held her hand. Like I was saying, it's okay, she said, and I looked at her before planting a soft kiss on her lips. Hey Izuku, I heard Amiri yell. Yeah, I yelled back and got up. Where are my slippers? She asked. I'll be right over to help you look, I said and walked to the door and opened it. Momo followed and we walked in on Amiri with her saggy breasts out. Oh, Momo, this is a job for you, I said and walked away. I waited in my apartment room while Momo helped Amiri get ready. Okay, she's all set, she said as she entered my apartment room. Hey Izu, have you ever thought that Amiri isn't blind? She asked as she sat on my dinner table. You mean because she can get dressed in the mornings? That's because her quirk helps her, it's called the third eye. It helps her see 14 minutes every day, I said as I walked over to her. But why are we talking about Amiri, when we could be doing this? I said as I kissed her passionately. It's just gonna be a makeout session. Nothing bad. We both started melting into the kiss and we embraced each other. She started leaning back as I went more forward until she was lying down and I was on top of her. We continued to deepen the kiss until we shifted and fell off the table. I landed first, breaking her fall. But we still continued kissing after. I started standing up slowly and she wrapped her legs around my waist. I walked over to a wall and pressed her back against the wall. After a while we both separated for air. I looked into her eyes with a smile. I love you, I said as I pressed my forehead against hers. I love you too, Izu, she said with a giggle. Hey Midoriya, let's go to the market now. I heard Amiri yell from her apartment. Are you gonna come? I asked as I let her stand. Yeah, sure I'll come, she said and smiled at me. I smiled back at her as we headed out. We walked out onto the street and walked toward the market. all the while making jokes and having a good time. After we reached the market, we bought all our stuff. Momo stared at me weirdly as I kept putting oatmeal into our basket. Why so much oatmeal? She asked. It's soft on Emiri's gums and teeth, I said. She nodded at my answer before grabbing too many boxes. We had 8 boxes in our basket now. Hey, check out that billboard, I said and pointed to a billboard with an advert for condoms. Momo began blushing when she saw it. The guy on the advert got a big ass nose, I said and she broke out laughing. Hey, after this y'all wanna go put some balls into holes? I asked and she blushed red all over. She said. What? I asked. Later. Well, I win, I said as I threw the basketball into the hoop. When you said, put some balls into holes, I didn't know you meant this, she said and giggled. She'd been laughing ever since we got here. Are we sure we should leave her like that? She asked. I turned to see Emiri sleeping on a bench in the basketball court. She was snoring loudly with all the groceries that we bought next to her. She'll be fine, I said and threw another ball into the hoop. My arm had finally reached my age by midday today. I still don't feel right leaving her like that, Momo said and stared at her. Suddenly, bird poop fell and landed on her face. Momo flinched backwards when she saw it happen. Well, you don't see that every day. A piece of shit hitting an old woman's face, I said and decided to wake her up. Hey, Emiri, wake up. You got shit on your face. I yelled and she jolted awake. No, I don't want oatmeal. She said. No, I said you've got shit on your face. I yelled back. I've got a zit on my face. She said. What's this? Is this bird shit? She yelled back. Yeah, it's bird shit. It's green and white, kinda like the toothpaste you use, I said. Well, thanks for putting that in my head, she said and stood. Where am I? She yelled back. Use your third eye, I said. I swear half the time her ears are fucking clogged, I said as I turned to Momo. Oh hey Midoriya, yay Orizu dear, she said and looked around. Why are we here? She said. I just wanted some balls in holes, I said and she laughed. What's so funny? I asked. That sounds sexual, but it's basketball, she said and laughed. I turned to Momo and gave her a mischievous smile. That's what you were laughing at, I said and she blushed. I'm going the fuck home, Emiri said as she picked up her groceries and started walking. Should we be worried? Momo asked. Maybe just a little, I said as we chased after her. Later, I arrived home to find a letter on my doorstep. It was from the UA. I opened it to see that I had been accepted into the UA. Quote. Fuck yeah, I yelled and jumped onto my bed. I jumped into the air and did a twist move as I threw the ball, which went pretty far. 102 meters, my sensei said. Fuck that, I said as I pulled out a gun and shot the ball, causing it to go farther. 136 meters, he said and scribbled it down. For like the 6 times in this chapter, my class was shocked that I had a firearm on me and that I actually used it. Moving on, Sensei said and walked off. Standing long jump, he said as I looked at the dirt on the floor. I began to run as fast as I could, which was pretty fast. Once I reached the edge of the sand, I jumped and did a backflip and landed on the other side. 50-meter dash, he said and I got ready to run. Go, he said and I sprinted until I reached the end. 5.01 seconds, he said and noted it. Everyone watched as my stats got put down. He's pretty athletic, a guy with a black lightning bolt in his blonde hair said. He beat my time and I was using May Quirk, some guy with a belt and sparkling eyes said. Endurance running, Sensei said and I got ready. Well, we're gonna be here for a while, Momo said and sat down. Why? A guy with 4 arms asked. The dude doesn't ever get tired. It's literally a part of his quirk, Kachan said. I then took off running. I ran at full pace the entire time. Not even breaking a sweat. How long is he gonna go? The girl that I saved at the entrance exams asked. Tell me about it. He's run about 300 laps and he's still not tired yet, a guy with glasses and blue hair asked. Told you that we'd be here for a while, Momo said. You can stop now, my sensei said. YMRRRRRR. Aizawa. Why Mr. Aizawa? I asked. Because, we'll be here all day if you continue, he said and scribbled down how many laps I did. Next challenge that you're probably gonna face is grip strength test, he said and picked up some sort of machine by his feet. Man, he's probably not gonna get so high on this one, a guy with red jagged hair said. Wanna bet? Momo said. Oh sure, I bet he won't get a higher score than Shoji, he said and stuck out his hand with a wide grin. Sure, if he does then you have to give me 1000 inches, Momo said with her own grin. Sure, and if I win, you give me 1000 inches, he said and they shook hands after. Can I start this fucking thinger? I said as I stared at the two. Sure, start, Aizawa said. I gripped the machine in front of me and squeezed. The machine's number rose until it stopped at 1027. Pay up, Momo said as he pulled out his wallet and put the money in her hand. I got some money, honey, she said to me. Hell yeah, today, we're gonna put some balls in holes after school, I said and pointed at her. She smiled at me and everyone looked at the two of us with disgusted expressions. Even me, Aizawa, had an eyebrow raised. Okay, where though? She asked. At the arcade down the road from your house, I said and smiled at her. Wait, at an arcade? The purple-haired one said. Yeah, where else do you play skee ball? I asked. After I said that, everyone calmed down. Dirty-minded people, I said and nodded. Now, sustained sideways jumps, Aizawa said and pulled out a timer. Go, he said and I started jumping side to side as fast as I could. Stop, he said and I looked at him with a smirk. 156 inches, he said and nodded. Yay, I said and did an anime girl jump. Everyone sweet dropped at my actions. Okay now, upper body exercises, he said and we moved toward a pull-up bar. Go, he said and started the timer. I jumped up and started doing two-handed pull-ups, then switched to one-handed and alternated between hands. As I did the pull-ups, I started laughing. I then did a flip with my arms and latched my legs to the bar and started doing upside-down sit-ups. Whoa, some guy with a tail said. Show off, Kachan said as he rolled his eyes then smirked. Stop, Aizawa said, and scribbled down on the device. Last exercise, he said as he checked what it was. This is an easy one, seated toe touch, he said. Really? I asked disappointed because I wanted another chance to show off. Yes, I was trying to show off. Yes, was all he said. I sat down and leaned forward to touch my toes and I sat like that until Aizawa said stop. Okay, now I just wanna test one thing, he said and his eyes became completely red as he stared at me. Suddenly I began panting so much. I sat down to catch my breath. My quirk is to take away others' quirks, he said as I began to cough. Not because I am tired, but because of my cancer. Wait, are you nullifying his quirk? Momo shouted as she ran to my side. Yes, why is that a problem? Aizawa asked. Yes, stop, his cancer is acting up now, she said and hugged me as I coughed. You have cancer, Aizawa said as he gave me a confused look. Yes, you fucked hard, but my quirk was keeping it at bay, I said as his eyes turned back to normal and I suddenly wasn't tired as I stood and my cough stopped. Sorry Midoriya, I didn't know, he said. It's okay. I said and rubbed my neck. But, your stats are amazing, he said as he showed them to me. I nodded when I saw that the line graph was off the charts. Well, welcome to UA Midoriya. Plus Ultra. He said. Dot. $100,000 yen.